Okay, so I don't know if you know already, but Fortnite, they took some inspiration from Gary's mod, and they made a prop hunt game mode in Fortnite. So today we're going to be going over some myths regarding the brand new prop hunt, all of that sort of stuff, and a lot more that a lot of you guys requested since the last episode. So just like always, if you do have a myth you would like me to test in the next or future episodes, go down in the comments down below right now and drop a comment of that unique myth for a pretty good chance to be featured. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button on today's video. It helps me out so much. Let's see if we could aim for 10,000 likes. That would be insane. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel and you do enjoy today's video. Also, if you do want to see more videos like this, make sure to turn on the post notification bell and you'll be notified every time I upload a Mythbusters episode, which is just about every other day. But anyways guys, let's get right on into today's episode. Going straight into the first myth. The first myth is, if you turn into tires, can someone bounce on you? Now, a lot of these prop hunt maps, they do have these bouncy tires, so if you could jump on top of them and bounce like regular, it would be pretty hard to find you because nobody really would want to turn into tires. So I went into creative mode, I threw down a porta fort, that way I could get the tires in the game. I then spawned in the prop hunt gun and turned into some tires. From there, I had my second account on my phone, basically try and jump on top of the tires, and it was difficult. It was like something was blocking it, but after a few more times, I finally was able to jump on top. And my account kind of just floated in midair. Not only is it pretty strange to see a random default floating in midair, when I would walk around or run around, even jump around, my second account would still stay on top of the tires and kind of bounce along with me, which is pretty strange. It's like he's glued to me. Even with my second account on top of me when I'm the tires, I bounced on the bouncy tires and he still stayed on top of me. Now at this point, I'm not even touching my second account, and he's just basically glued on top of me. Now I wanted to get recording of it from the position on top of the tires, and as you can see, it is extremely glitchy when you run, jump, or do anything, which it kind of shows in the other clip when I'm the tires and the second account is on me. You can see that the body is kind of glitching back and forth, but this is still pretty weird and definitely I did not expect. So overall, if someone turns into some bouncy tires and you can't jump on top of them, that's most likely a player in prop hunt. Jumping into the next myth. The next myth is, if you become a chest in prop hunt, can someone open you? If so, will loot come out of the chest? Now this is actually a really good myth because I mean, if you turn into a chest in prop hunt and you just go around opening every single chest, if there's one specific one that you can't open, that's most likely a player. But when I tested this myth out in game, you'd be surprised by the outcome that you could actually open up a chest even if it is a player. And what's even more funny is that loot comes out of it, so it's extremely difficult to know if that's a player or not. Of course, right now you can tell it's a player because I'm on the same team and the nameplate is above the head. But imagine in a regular prop hunt game mode, you open up a chest just like that, you wouldn't really expect it to be a player, would you? So I guess for now on, if you're ever playing prop hunt and you see a chest just chilling right there, you might want to turn into it, get into a solid location, because if someone could open it, nobody really knows about this and they won't expect it at all. Jumping into the next myth. The next myth is, what happens if you become a prop and jump on a launch pad? When I tested this out in game, I went into creative mode, threw down just some random dinosaurs and crap to turn into. I also had the prop gun and also placed down a launch pad fairly close, that way I could just turn into the prop and jump on top of it right away. First I turned into this little post sort of thing, and I jumped on top of the launch pad and it has no effect. I didn't bounce up into the air until I would right click, which basically gets you out of the prop mode, and it launched me up immediately with a little explosion beneath my feet. I tested this out with several more props to see if maybe any of them would have some sort of different effect, but it all was really the exact same. You could lock in place, it would just sit there like regular. Right when you get rid of the prop, it'll immediately launch you up into the sky and send you flying just like it were to be regular if you were to jump on a launch pad not being a prop at all. The next myth is, while you're a prop, will a sentry or a bot notice you and end up shooting you? Now this is a pretty good myth. I don't know what you'd really use it for unless you do like some prop hunt death run. That's an idea right there if you guys want to get a million views. It's probably been done already. But anyways, in creative mode, I placed down a sentry. I also got the prop hunt gun, whatever that crap's called. Also a cactus for me to turn it into, and started up the game right away. From there, I basically got out of the gun from the chest and turned myself into a cactus and ran within distance to the sentry to see if he noticed me at all, and surprisingly, he did. It was weird, but as you can tell, my HP is extremely high, so it takes a lot of shots for him to kill me, because when you change it into a prop, your HP turns into that prop's HP, which is a pretty good thing. But a sentry will notice you if you are a prop. I don't know, you're kind of hidden. It's kind of weird, but I guess you can't really change it, can you? Next myth is, in prop hunt, if you turn it into a consumable item, can other players consume you? So what he means in this myth by consumable item is the bananas, the apples, the mushrooms, all of that good stuff you find scattered around the map, and it will give you a little bit of HP. In creative mode, I threw down the consumable item set, and I got out my little prop hunt gun and tried to turn into the mushroom, and you can't turn into any of these consumable items at all. I tested out every single one, but every single time it's like this little error sound, which I will play right now. Overall, a pretty interesting myth and something good to know if you ever do play prop hunt and you see these around. Going into the next myth is, what happens when you push the massive beach ball off the side of the map? If you don't know already, in literally the direct center of the map underneath this drone, there is a massive beach ball. I don't know what it's really for, because I don't own the battle pass. I thought it was pretty bad, so I didn't buy it. But if you walk up to it, it acts as if you hit it, and if you keep it up a certain amount of times, it'll show in chat for everybody in the area to see that you kept the beach ball up a certain amount of time, similar to a lot of the items you get in the battle pass, like the throwable frisbee, the golf ball, that sort of stuff. Now, I was spending just about like 10 minutes trying to get this beach ball all the way over to the edge of the map. It was a real struggle. I finally pushed it off the side of the map, and to my surprise, it actually kind of floated and bounced on the water. It didn't go through the map, kind of like how porta forts do, or any grenades that you throw. I thought this was pretty interesting, and I was expecting for it to kind of fall through the map, so when I glided down, I wanted to see maybe if I could balance on top of it, but I kind of just glided straight through. It pushed out of the way, and I died immediately, which is sad. Going into the next myth is, what happens when you transform into a supply drone? Now, this myth was pretty difficult to do, because I had to do a glitch to get back to the spawn island. Then from there, I had to find a hotspot with the supply drone spawning. Luckily, this time it was actually at the block, and the supply drones were kind of just floating around, so I trapped one in my box. That way it couldn't go anywhere. And whenever I tried to turn into it, it made the exact same error noise as if I was trying to turn into the consumable items earlier on in this episode. This is honestly a bummer, because let's admit it, it would be pretty fun to turn into one of these drones and kind of fly around, and nobody would really expect it to be an actual player. Going into the last and final myth, this myth is, can you turn it into a prop on the main island? Now, I know this myth doesn't really apply to a lot of you guys, because not many people know a glitch to get back to the main island, but luckily I'm showing you in this video. It's pretty easy to do. After a few attempts, I was able to spawn above the air, spawn myself in the prop gun, and I turned my flight speed all the way to 3 times, and flew all the way back to the main island to see. From there, I got out my gun, and I tried to turn into literally everything, and nothing worked at all, which is why I assume you can't turn into the supply drone after all. I even attempted to throw down one of these gallery sets, which has a lot of items, and you literally can't do it anywhere on the main island anymore. Now, just about a few patches ago, back in maybe like season 8, late season 7, when you would do the glitch to get back to the spawn island, you were able to throw down anything you wanted, and it would all spawn. Overall though, I don't know why Epic Games changed it. They changed a lot of things, and I'm not happy about this one. Anyways guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. Real quick before you guys exit off, this Saturday, we are having a $10,000 tournament, Saturday Rumble, consisting of many big YouTubers and pro players. So if you guys want to go vote for me, give me your support, thinking I'm gonna win, that would be great. First link in the description below. Go there to Loot Boy and make an account, sign up, and give me your votes. Bump me up to #1, because you already know I'm gonna win. Make sure to tune in this Saturday at 4 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/Nexiph, and I will see you guys next time.